Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, live streaming part 3 of the CuteBee DIY Book Nook Kit Serene Courtyard over at YouTube. That's or at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Real Talk Chimp. Help us get to 4,000 watch hours as well as 5,000 subscribers. All right, thank you. Let's check YouTube, make sure we are live streaming. Let's see, how do I find YouTube? I'm at the game here. YouTube. Okay, make sure we've got audio. Testes, do we have audio? Got audio. Testes, do we have audio? Yep. All right. So we are on part 2. We created this little Zen garden here. As our part 1. Our part 1 involved an unboxing, a tutorial, tools used, and then we took the parts out and started building. Very cute little koi pond right here. Very cute. So we're going to continue on and see if we can finish building this kit by the end of part 2. Okay, we got some agua. Let's get parts out and the manual. Pick up where we left off. Okay. So this is where we left off at part 24 when we built all this. All right, so we're going to continue on and start building. So I'm going to set this back, move this out of the way until we need it again. Okay. So we need J parts and P parts. P's the stickers. So that's inside the accessory bag here. I'm fighting a cold, so bear with me. I may not be as talkative as usual, which I'm sure you're probably all clapping and throwing a parade. It's E, F, here's J. Okay, so we need J11, J12. We need 11, 12, 13, 14, and 8 in J. Okay, so let's get the little tool that we use to remove parts. So J8 is right here. So grab one of those. Okay, J11, there we go. Everything is right here. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Somebody had asked me yesterday if we could build this project together. And I said, you're more than welcome to collaborate with me. All right, so let's set this up. So we want 11, 11, 12 you can see is a different part because it has a tab on it right here. 12, 13, and 14. So it looks like it's a stack of books. Okay. So let's stack these up. It says you have to lay it flat. Let's grab 12. Turn it the right way. We need to orientate it. Hang on a second here. Noticing the phone falling down, so. Okay, so let's try to go through 12 first. And 11. Okay, nice squishy sound. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so we start off, we have these here. Now we go to 13. Stack in the 13 through the J8, which is the little pin here. And the last one is J14. So that's what we're trying to get. 11, 12, 13, 14. So also the horizontal line here lets you know that it's aligned. Although that one above it, I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with that. Okay. All right, so now you want me to grab P7, which is this stack right here of stickers. Okay. Okay. So we'll start off in the back here. And we'll try to align this the best that we can. These are self-adhesive stickers, but sometimes they fail and require glue. So you're just rolling it around. Okay. Obviously it doesn't fit all the way around, so I guess that's to show that that would be the pages in there, and this would be the outside of the books here. And then this peg right here probably connects to a bookshelf or something. So I'm going to show you what I just did. On stage 25, or step 25, we took J11, J12, we connected them to J8, the long part facing to the right, the short part facing to the left. Hey there, Dan LFC16. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing good. Hey there, Mart 23809. Good afternoon to you as well. Then we connected J13 onto J8, which is the peg that goes in between everything, and J14. Then they told us to wrap P7 around that stack, and you get that, which is what I just showed you here. This little stack of books. Nice. All right, I think we put the stickers aside. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. We'll just put that aside. We created something, and we'll go through 26, 27, and 28, which is building a shelving system with other decorations on it. So we'll go and get 5, 2, and 9 of J5, J2, J9. So let's go back here. Grab the J plate. And we said we needed what? J5 and J2. Here's J2 right here. What's with all the question marks? Donde está la biblioteca? All right, J2 is another peg, J9. Wait, well, first of all, J5 is this thing. It looks like it's a dish. Some type of, like, you know, like a dish. People that collect, like, plates with stuff on them. So like this is a little rack or something that you hold a dish onto, the black part here, and then that little painted dish. So let's see, that goes just literally right on top. There was a nice squish. That was a nice squish sound. So I guess that's that, okay. Then a J9. J9 is, oh, there's two J9s on here. So, okay, so we are going to use both J9s, just not in the first step that we're working on here. But I'll leave it for the next one. So this J9 has a strange orientation. It has two slots on top and bottom and a post, but you'll notice the slot down here is longer than the top part. And we want, it's not really telling us what side is what side here. So let's wing it and see what happens. And if we have to change it, we'll change it. And we have to turn it color forward here. Okay. So basically like that. All right, and then we need J6 and J3 as well as, okay. Again, there's J3, which we already used in the first one. J3, and we have J9, but now we need J6. Here's J6, it's this vase with flowers in it. Does not want to come out. Okay. Looks like Dan is bored and spamming our chat. Meme William said hi. All right, so same thing. We're going to connect J3 onto J9 and then connect this J6 on here as well. You should all be smashing that subscribe button is what you should be doing. All right, so that one's knocked out, and then we need a J4, which we already have. We need a J1. Here is a J1 up here. Okay, so we take, oh, we need a J4. We need a J4. Here's a J4. Okay, let's figure this one out. Okay, and we'll connect this onto here. Pretty easy. And let's just make sure it's facing the right way. It appears to be facing the right way. All right, so I'll show you what I just did. The first one on step 26, we took a J5, a J2, and a J9 and pressed them together, forming that, which is this little contraption here. On step 27, we took a J6 and connected it to a J3 and a J9 to make that, which is this here, making sure the peg is facing forward. Okay, And then the last one, we took the books from step 25, and then we connected it onto a J4 and a J11, which made that little shelf. Dan LFC 16, I gave you a shout out when you first came in. All right, so we'll move those little critters aside there. Did you not hear yourselves being called out when you first came in? Testes, pair of testes. All right, so we're flipping the page here. Page 13, going to page 14. Looks like we're going to build some type of bookshelf or something. Something. 15 viewers, only 2 likes. What's up with that? 13 viewers, only 2 likes. What's up with that? Be smashing that subscribe button. At Real Talk Chimp, you hit that subscribe button, Grandma doesn't get poop thrown at her by an orangutan. And you know, sometimes, I don't know how it works, but grandmas and orangutan poop just have to be one. All right, so we're looking for a J10. A J10, here's a J10. The front of a bookshelf or something. There is a J10. All right, and you want me to take this thing and connect the 3 parts that I just built in the previous part. All right, so let's see. So we have this here. This peg needs to go into that slot there. Well, if I had hands that worked, maybe that would be a task I could accomplish. Okay, like so. A little bit more straight. There we go. Then this peg right here should fit into that slot right there. Ooh, nice squishy sound. Okay. Appreciate it, Dan. Thank you. So that connected on. I didn't realize, but there was another post that was to connect to this side right here. That's good. And then the last one, this one here. Now this one again has another post right here. Sorry, I can't get it to focus for some reason. Oh, there it is. Oh, that post will fit into that slot over there, while this post will fit into this slot. So it is a multitasking piece. Not going into its home very well. Let's see, are you connected? You're connected. Okay. Holy monkey. All right, so we start off with this, and I'll show you basically. Let me see. Well, there's one more part here apparently. J7. We need J7. Here's J7. Those parts really don't want to go. Okay. Looks like a divider wall. Okay, so if this is facing out this way, then this goes this way. But it also connects on, you see this slot, connects onto that tab right there. So we want to try to connect that. I'm going to take the get one of these. I'm going to get one of these and file this thing down because it doesn't appear that it wants to be a part of this kit. All right, let's try it again. That was a nice squish. Okay. All right, I will show you what I did. So on this step here, we took the previous steps, we connected them onto this facade using their slots and their pegs and their slots. Peg and slot, but that peg that's connected to that one connects onto that one. Same thing with this one, connects onto that one, and then connects onto here. And then we went over here and connected that J7 piece onto here. That's where I filed it down. Filed it down so it would connect onto that peg and into that slot, creating a real nice piece of decorative cabinetry, I guess. And what you get is this right here. Piece of furniture, I suppose. Okay, so we can put that one aside, because I'm sure it'll be placed with something else. All right, on to step 30. Looks like we're going to be making some scrolls, taking beautiful paintings and rolling them up so you'll never be able to see them again. That's a shame. All right, so this is on our P. So we're going to take P1 and let's see if I have something thin enough that I can scroll. Is this thin enough? Let's see. This one. These are screwdrivers that came with previous kits, but you can use them for your eyeglasses and stuff. We're going to use this one here. This one seems to be small enough to fit the scale of this doohickey. So we're going to take this one here, this sticker here, which is a painting of an actual place in Japan. Because they basically take these and just shrink them down, right? Okay, so you want me to go which direction? You want me to wrap them around this way. Okay. So let's see here if we can do this. Getting a little cattywampus here. Okay. There's one. Okay, we need the other one. Hey, Michael. Michael, you know, if you've watched me live stream and upload content of Red Dead Redemption and various other games, Fortnite, etc., you've seen Michael 070 Knight play with me. That is Michael 070 Knight on a new account, Michael Contreras Knight 070. He is moderating. So if I don't see, what you're talking about, he will catch it. I'll do my best to pay attention when I can. Okay, so we're going to stick and roll this one up. Got it connected onto the screwdriver, and we're just going to roll. Hey, Sammy. You want to say hi to Michael? There you go, Mike. Come over here. Can you tell everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe? Thank you. Tell them to smash that subscribe button at Real Talk Champ. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. You want to come up here? You can come up here. It's okay. Come on. You got to give your stamp of approval today. There's 2 scrolls there. We need 1 more scroll. We need P2, which is here. Real pretty. Some birds on a cherry blossom. On a sakura. All right, but this one gets rotated vertically. The other 2 are horizontal, so now we're going to do this way here. Sort of like a flag. Then we're going to just rotate the little screwdriver here. This one got cattywampus as well. Okay. All right. So we got those 3 out of the way, and now it's asking for us to grab that little vase that we found in the accessory pack. Okay, this was this little vase here. It came in the accessory pack, and it says it wants me to glue all of these 3 things into the little vase. I guess to make it look like architectural plans or something. I don't know. All right, we'll grab some B7000. No. Grab our Elmer's glue. Okay, and we'll just pour down inside this vase. Hi, Sam. Are you going to give your stamp of approval? What's that? Hi, Sam. And just because you saw what would look like product placement, I assure you it is not. All right, so you want me to stick these things inside here. But I don't see how... Oh, I did it the wrong way, didn't I? Oh, well, who cares? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Some extra glue thrown on there. Some of this glue off my phalanges. Yeah, glue and fur don't go well together. All right, I will show you what I did. On this step 30, I took 3 different stickers the two P1s and the P2, and I turned them into like scrolls. And then using that accessory, the painted vat, they call it, the painted vase, I poured glue in there and stuck 1, 2, and 3 in there. Created that, which is my cattywampus way of looking at it, but I did it. And I don't know why. Okay, there's a lot of glue coming off on this doohickey, so let's kind of get some of that glue off there. Oh, door, get up! And that was the end of that. All right, let's go and chase it. Hang on. We need our grabber tool. Oh. We got it. We got it. Recaptured. Okay. Let's move all our garbage aside. Now let's see what you want me to do. Now you want me to build some more things. Okay. Let's move the stickers aside. All right, so we'll move the vase next to the other thing that we built. Put that over there. Those are our tools. Man, when you're sick, I don't know how it works, but for some reason I am like thirsty. I'm like going through bottles of water like it's nobody's business. What's up, Sammy? What's going on, monkey? Yeah? Oh no. Cattywampus too? Okay. A little conversation there with this Sam. All right, we're looking for a J26, a J25, and a J29. That's an F. That's an E. Here's a J. So a J26. J20. Here's a J26. Looks like, oh. Did I break that? No, good. Okay. And then a J25, which is right above it here. Looks like a stand of some sort. Get rid of the little piece of flash that fell off with it. Let's try to, where did the other guy go here? Okay, so let's go J26 over here, J25 over here. We need a J29, which is here. This little ring of something. Okay, and we'll put that right in the middle. And then we need a C9. Does anybody have bingo? Does anybody have bingo? H. There's a B. That is an E. That is an A. Sammy, we're looking for a C, and we found a C. We're looking for a C9. Here is a C9. Itty bitty little part right there. Okay. Very odd. Okay, let's try to figure this out now. So you want me to take this C9, connect it how? Like this? Like little Pac-Man things, okay? And then you want me to take this J25 and do the same thing? Okay, and then the same thing with the J26. So how do I do it? There's a specific look to it, like so. Okay. All right. Very odd looking thing. Maybe a stand for something. Okay. And you want me to take it and put it on an H14. An H14. Where do I have an H14? I have an H14 over here. H14. Here is an H14. This little concrete block. Okay. So the orientation of this little block is like so. You want an F29 on here as well? It's weird. Oh, I see right here. This. So this guy, how does this guy go? And we have to put it. We have to put a F29 first. Let's get the F29. F29, which is right here. And what it appears to be is the flame coming off of a stove. So this is like I guess we're building a stove right here. So it's very odd looking. But it's like the fire coming off of a stove. So it'll make sense in just a moment. So this has to be placed into this slot right here. Like you do. Okay. Very strange. And then this critter, this peg has to go into that slot but face that fire. So it has to go inside somehow. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, is that how it's supposed to sit? Does not seem accurate. Gonna use my teeth. I used my teeth to bring this down. All right, I'll show you this before we build the whole box around it. So what I did on step 32, I took the J26, the J25, and the C9. I made sure of their orientation, connected them to that orange paint, and it became a burner on a stove. The burner on a stove. Now it's showing you with this circle with the lines coming off that the specific piece, which is on, I think it's on C9, will connect into the metal plate with the fire of F29 going there first. I like how they have the stain. See that white stain around there? If you've ever boiled anything on your stove, water on your stove, and it's gone over the side because you weren't paying attention to the boiling, that's the water stain that's always under these burners. That's some pretty damn good detail. And then it creates this. So all of that right there is this right here. Now, whether or not you see this in this kit once it's finished, I have no clue. But it definitely is a burner for a stove. Now we're going to build the box around the stove. So we need C3. So is it 2 C3s? Yes. We have 2 C3s. Okay, we have a C3 on this side, a C3 on this side, and 2 H15s. Well, first, we'll take the C, connect it to one side. It's painted on both sides. Okay, and now we're an H15 and an H19. H. That's G, H, J, H. H. So an H15, which is here. Okay. So that connects onto here. Color side towards us, blank side facing out. Oh, our stove just fell off. Let's try to put that back on there. Ooh, something snapped off and went flying towards me. Don't know what that was. All right, and now we need an H19, which is right here. This piece right here is an H19. And we'll make sure that the drawers are facing outward. Nice squish. Okay. And an H18. H18. Right here, right in front of our face. This outline type of thing right here is H18. And you want me to do what with it? I'm going to go out here. Nope. Let's take our file. Nope. Wow. This one does not want to fit at all. Did I put this in upside down? Guess I put this in upside down. That would make sense. I am struggling. I am struggling to put this piece on here. I do not know why. You leave that rattlesnake alone, Sammy. He's chasing a lizard out there. Most likely, that lizard's going to lose. Oh, this thing does not, oh, it already broke. Does not want to go. Does not want to stay on this thing. I am baffled by it. I don't know what else I can do. I'm going to have to take a razor blade to it and cut it down, because it's either they just didn't make the slot big enough for the peg. Sammy really wants that lizard. I don't want him to eat the lizard. He'll eat it. He'll play with it, and then he'll eat it. Then he'll be sick all night because he's crazy. Okay, I guess we're not going to add this piece to it. I'm going to have to break it apart and glue it on here. The other side will fit no problem, but this one here, oh, it's misaligned. So it got warped. All right, so yeah, I'm going to break it apart and glue it on because it's not cooperating. Okay. We'll just glue this part on here. Sometime, unfortunately, you have to do that. The stupid thing is misaligned. So, okay, so now we're going to add this piece in between here. I'm going to cut out. Well, that thing's like toxic. Did the lizard not want to jump into your mouth and be eaten today? Did you get bit by a bee? Did you get stung by a bee or bit by a rattlesnake? Why are you shaking your paw? Huh? Who bit you? You got stung by a bee yesterday because he's a doomkoff. Oh, now it's all falling apart. That's great. Just because I glued things down, it does not want to cooperate. I may have to take this whole thing apart again. Shit, it's all falling apart. Yep, I gotta take it all apart. Okay. All right, start over again. So we'll go in here to keep this together. I don't even know if you're going to even see any of these parts, but whatever. Very wonky, but I think we got it. Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Don't be in a room by yourself when you're using B7000 super glue without proper ventilation or you're gonna get stoned. Whoo! All right, I'll show you what I did here. So we started off with the burner up here, the J26, 25, and C9 connected to the ring part of the burner. And then part of the C29 or C9, we connected it to the stove plate here with the flame edge F29 onto H14. And then we created that burner plate right there. All was going well until we started building it. So we took the two C3s, connected it to the H15 and the H19, making sure that the other peg right there is this peg right here in the circle. We took that and we screwed up and we flipped it around the wrong way, but we ended up correcting it. And then when we got to this right here, connecting the top of the burner plate onto the box, the burner box, didn't want to cooperate. This seemed to be warped. So I took a cutter and I cut out a piece of the rectangle cross there, managed to get it back on, glued it back on. Right there, it's a little shoddy, but it works. And that is that. All right, we'll put that aside as I'm about to pass out from the smell of the B7000 glue, even though I have the window open. So page 14, we're going to flip it over to page 15. And apparently it's still step 33, because step 33 being here seems to continue going on here. Okay, so I guess we're going to still keep using this. We need an H32. Which looks like a little bowl or a little glass. And pop that piece out, H32. And that looks like it goes right here. We got to be careful that it doesn't break this edge off. Okay, we just squished it right onto that. We have two open slots here, which we're going to add some other fluff. H27, which is right here. It looks like a bowl of, what is that? A bowl of something. A bowl of D's nuts. Oh, yeah. Okay, some type of bowl. Okay. Some type of little little bowl of something. And where does that go? Right here onto the first slot. And H31. Just a little cup right there. H31. This little guy, a little post. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Frustrating, very frustrating. Okay, so this was obviously put on incorrectly. So let's get this little guy on here first, because these are some itty bitty little pieces. This one doesn't want to go on at all. Weird little angle. Okay. So what I did was nothing. Oh, H17 times 3. H17 times 3. H17 times 3. Little drawers with handles on them. And these are going to require glue. I screw this up again. Are you freaking serious? Well, I'm not taking it apart. I'd have to take the whole thing apart. Oh, I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart. I gotta take the whole thing apart, and I screwed up. That's facing the wrong way, isn't it? Yep, facing the wrong way. I would take the whole thing all the way down. All the way down. Start completely over again, because all the things were in the wrong place. But in the instructions, it doesn't really tell you the orientation. You got to wing it. Well, I just winged it all the way to the end, and it was obviously all wrong. Okay. That's all good. All right, let's see now. What do we have to do? All right, so this is the front. If this is the front, then this is the front. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. And that's all there now. This goes back on here. No matter what I do, it does not want to go. I think we got it. That's why they give so many hours build time on these projects, especially 4 stars and up, because they are going to be a challenge. Okay, let's see if we got this now. All right, so we did all the stages back there we explained. This one here, we just connected the 2 drink cups and the food, but I had reversed a bunch of pieces and I had to completely take it apart and redo it. I'm already saying that I reflected up again. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. We put the H17s onto there. Now I realize I put them all on the wrong side. And then that's what you got. Okay, so, but this peg right here, supposed to be on this side here. So what I'm going to do is wait for this all to dry, cut that peg off and glue it back there. Like you do when you screwed up. All right. Moving on. Step 34 wants us to get an H25, an F39, and an H3. So an H25. We're going to make 2 of these. So here's your H25s. F39. F39s. These little teeth-looking things. Come on, focus. There we go. Those are the F39s. So we need 2 of those. Okay. Then we need an H3. H3. Here's an H3. Okay, so we're going to take this one, put it over here with this, and this. That is not it. With this, and then we're going to take this, Do we have another H3? Oh yes, we do have another H3. Okay, so we're going to take an H3, line it up that way. We're going to take the F39, put it in here somehow. And then with the H25 on top. Like so. Leaving these two slots open down here for something else. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again to this one. So we're making dose of these. These parts are super small and I have big giant hands that do not want to make these cooperate. Okay, and this guy on here, like so, and then an F32 and F33. Here is an F32 and an F33. There's these little stands. We'll take two first. Okay. And we'll put this on its side. Okay, the F33 has a peg down this way and a peg up this way. This makes no sense in my brain. How on earth are we supposed to connect this? Be nice if it showed. I am very confused. That made no sense at all. So F32, F33 again. Her name was Lola, Lola Falana. I have no idea if I'm even doing anything correctly here. I am straight up winging it. Okay. So, we created two of these things, H25 onto F39 down to H3. Then, according to this, we connected F33 and F32 by putting their pegs up that way, and we got that. Now with that, that, then I guess we did it correctly. There's 2 of them, okay? Now we're moving on to step 35, and we're going to need some bonsai. Bonsai! So we need an H37, which is here. Careful taking it out, you don't break it. F37 or H37 goes there. We need H35, which is here, this chewed up board goes that way. We need an H29, which is there. Which is here. An H26, which is this little green tea, it looks like. Cup. An H16, which is this thing. I don't know what that is. Let's try to build this before we get ahead of ourselves here. All right, so we take the H37 and we put it into the first slot. There we go, like that. Slightly covering up the second slot. So then you want me to take the H29 and set it on top of this thing. Huh? You want me to take the H26, go all the way through that, and then while that's connected there, connect it to the slot. Oh my God. Okay. Why is it all cattywampus? Weird. Oh, it's supposed to be cattywampus. Okay. This weird looking thing. I don't understand any of that. Okay. Now we need a J27. 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 What does a J27 look like? It looks like a little box. Here is a J27. Oh, we need 2 of them. Okay. What are we making? A little sled? We need J27 there and one on the other side. We need 2 H6s. Here is H6s. Wait, what? No, we need an H5 and an H6. Because an H5 has a slot there, there, and there. And then the H6 does not have. It has 2 slots, but not the third. Let's try to figure this one out. So the H6 goes on the right side. The H5 goes on the left side. You want me to connect the J27. How? What on earth? Making a little sled. That's what it looks like. Oh boy. There it is. This guy goes in here. Very time consuming and very stupid. Okay. So like that. Okay, and then you want me to what? Connect this into this. Like so. Okay. All right, I'll show you the disaster that I just put myself through for the last hour, it seems like. All right, we took, for step 33, we took H37, the bonsai, connected it to this H35 plate. We took the H26, which looks like green tea, and whatever the hell that little bottle is, the H16, connected to this H29 plate, but we off-centered it and dropped it onto that. Then I came over here and connected the J27s to the sides of this sled-looking thing, and make sure on H5 that it had an open slot facing us. Then connected this contraption into the slide and got this thing right here, which is this thing right here. Okay, it's another contraption of the many contraptions that we started building here in part 2. All right, that was step 35. Now we're going to take the thing we already built and connect some legs to it. So on H28, which is this leg right here. You okay, monkey? Yeah, I think these things got a little warped in transit from China to the United States. These pieces seem to be warped pretty darn well. I can't even get them out of the plates, so I'm going to have to do some work here and cut the plates. Because I cannot get this piece out of the plate. There we go. So it's showing me that there's a peg on this one here. Where's my contraption? Here it is. So this guy connects onto this side. Oh. You're going to show me how warped you are, huh? Okay. Now at H34, which is here. Looks like the other one. That one came out. Again, we have another peg. What doesn't make sense here? Okay, you want the colored side out. So it's staggered. It's staggered. The pegs are staggered. There's a peg there and a peg there. According to the diagram, they should be staggered, and they are staggered. So what we're looking at is, we took the thing, we flipped it on its side to notice the holes underneath. H28 goes and follows the red. Whether you have the peg circled. H34 with the peg circled on the opposite side goes onto the bottom of H35. And you have this, which is that. Okay. So now we're building a 37. Gotta get some water here. A knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. I don't know what else to say. All right, what are we doing here? So step 37, we're building something. We need a J28. Here is a J28, a kettle. And an E14. E14. Do we have E? We do have an E. E14 is this big old hook thing. Now I know you want to think it's E12, but E12 is pointing upwards. E14 is painting towards this real elaborate hook thing. That'll be nice if I can get out. Wow. Okay. So we have the E thing and then the kettle. And it's just saying on the instructions, just to set the kettle onto the hook. No need to glue it or anything. So it'll look like this. That's literally it. It even shows you an inside diagram. Just to hang it on there, and then that's what you get. That's it. Doesn't say to glue it on there or anything. Just to hang it on there. Okay. Let's move that aside. Now we're leaving page 15. Heading on over to page 16. Like we're going to start building the actual structure. And on that note, I'm going to take a restroom break. You're going to chat with Michael 0709 and possibly Sammy if he comes and hangs out. Let me unplug this. I will be right back. Go talk to them, Sammy. Go say hi to Michael. Okay. Okay. So now we need J20. Which appears to be this. the center part out, and we don't need that. We've got to do some gluing of some cellophane on, not cellophane, but the wax paper. Okay, so this is going to require our blade or scissors. We need W1. Remember, I am not a professional. Do not try this at home. If you don't feel comfortable with the blade, just get yourself some scissors. There's one. We need a W2, which is there. And a W6. Oh, took some of that off. Okay. Make sure you cover your knife or scissors so you don't stab yourself or children's or a pet. All right, we're going to glue these things on here. Sometimes the glue does not cooperate, and you got to use a different glue. probably have to cut that square out eventually. Put the wrong one on there, I think. That seems wrong. That can't be. That cannot be. Come on, cooperate. Whew, that is some stinky ass glue. Oh, come on. How stupido. You didn't hear that. Okay. So now you want me to do some wiring? Good. Oh, this disaster of wires. Oh my God, this is such a mess. Absolutely ridiculous. Whoever soldered these things together needs to be taken out and shot. Oh, this is so ridiculous. How the hell am I supposed to know what goes where? Well, 15 centimeters, obviously the smallest one. So it's got to be this one here. How do I do this mess? Okay, you want me to bend this thing down? Okay. So it goes here. Off, I say. I need two F-26s. F-26. Little horseshoes. All right, so first one here. Sorry, the phone's going to be all wonky because it just is. So I'll explain everything once I figure it out. Dude, what was that, bro? Okay, so you want me to put one here. Oh, what do you got, a lizard? Sam, take your lizard outside. Ah, this freaking crazy cat. Oh my God. What pain in the ass this is. A true 100% pain in the ass. Try to make these little tiny parts fit in here. God. All right, there's one. Connecting this horseshoe around to secure the light in there. And then use the other horseshoe to secure the wires down. Oh my God. Oh, come the fuck on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mike, you're going to have to drive out here and help me. Especially since Sammy won't help because he's chasing a lizard around the house. It's probably going to hide under the couch. Why does this not want to go in here? Good enough. Good enough. All right, so what did I do? I took J20, I took W6, W2, and W3, cut them out of that thing up there, glued them down into each slot, and showed you that. Then I took the wiring harness out. It says bend the light wire as it is shown. I took the smallest one, the 15 centimeter, and put it up here, and took these two F26s and smashed them inside here the best I could. Now it just shows the wire just terminating right there. So to make my life easier, I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to keep the touchpad and battery box separate. So now I have this cluster wires here, with the shortest one being right here, and say terminating off right here. I can even terminate it off with a little bit of that plastic tape that usually comes with the kits. Let's see if I have any more here. Stand at the place where you live. Worry about something that I don't know. All right, so say we put it right about there. Terminate that there, and we'll grab one more piece of tape. Did you finish eating the lizard? Where's the lizard, Sammy? Crazy butt. I get Tourette syndrome when I do things that break my brain. So if you hear me swearing, it's purely the Tourette's. Okay, here we go. You can see the windows here that I made. The wax paper, do not get that next to an open flame. There's the light bulb up top. I taped it down with some clear tape just to tape it off. The rest of the wires go where they go. Okay. Step 40, we're already going to build some rooftops, huh? Okay, so we need a G27 and H24. And then we'll keep our thing that we have here, a G27. A G27. Here is a G. G27, which is right here. This A-frame. Okay. So we have the G27 and the H24. G27 and the H24. What does an H24 look like? It looks like one of those. Here is an H24, this ceiling or roof. The roof is on fire. So we want to turn it this way. Okay. And then we want to put the A where? You're going to make this extremely confusing, aren't you? Okay, so there's two slots, a couple of different slots up here. So we are going to put a slot into this peg here somehow. Does not seem to want to go. Okay, there we go. And then you want me to put this where? Why would you want me to put... Oh, I broke it. Well, that's what you get. That's some delicate shit right there. All right. Then you want me to put an H23 on the other side, which is right here. How do you want me to do this? You want me to do this without breaking it again, huh? That is manly difficult. There we go. Okay. So we have that. We do have a little broken piece here, which is kind of a shame. I don't want to break it anymore, so I'll just keep trying to flex it there. Okay, like so. All right, so what did I just do? I took the G27 and the H4 with those slots there. I put one slot onto that peg, and then that peg onto that slot, and that's where I broke that corner piece there. And then I flipped it around and put this roof, this H23 on, the same way as that, very carefully so I didn't break it. I broke that side over there, but not that side. And then what you get is this right here, which is this right here. Okay? So I think we can now move on to the next page, but we're going to drink some agua. Sammy, can you get me another bottle of water? Doesn't know? I'll be right back. Just going to roll right around. Be right back. Sammy, where's the dragon? Where's the dragon? Did you eat the dragon? You are one crazy monkey bunny. You are one of the craziest monkey bunnies I know, Sam. Are you a monkey bunny? No? Are you a monkey cat? No? Are you a cat? You're not even a cat? What are you then? Are you a human? You are a human. Okay. Sammy says he's a human. He would know. I think he looks like a monkey cat, but if he says he's a human, he's a human. Okay. Oh, back. Looking back. All right. Flipping the page here. You want me to put some gables on this roof. So we need a G26. A G26. Here is a G26, which is this gable right here. I think that is what it's called. I may be wrong. And you want me to put it where? You want me to put it underneath this roof. This roof right here. Okay. We'll try to do that without breaking everything. Please don't break. I'm going to use my teeth. Still has that terrible chemical smell. You want me to get a G25 and a C14? A G25, which is right here. The decorative part of the gable, I guess. Or you can't say gable anymore. It's a bowl. And an H, was it? Oh, no, C14. C14. C14 is right here. Okay. And you want me to take this, put this in here, like so. And then you want me to take this thing here because of the gap up here. You want me to do what? Okay, so you want me to connect that slot with that peg with this slot while resting this on top. Okay, so we'll do the left side first. We'll do the right side next. No, we won't. Okay, that was a nice squish. And you would think that that would fit perfectly on top there flush, but it's not cooperating, but there it is nonetheless. Let's try to snap all these guys in here. Okay. Very decorative, very pretty. Despite our little break right there. And, you know, we'll just say that, you know, the guy was trying to repair that, and he slipped, and his katana just got caught up on the wood, and he was dangling by his katana, and he fell off. Okay, so this is what I did here. I took the G26 and I connected it with those two pegs that I showed you into the two slots. And then I moved over here and I put the decorative one of that, the concrete version, I guess, or whatever they make those out of. And I connected with the two slots there and the two pegs here. I connected it. And then the C14 into the G25 to make this right here. Which, if you look at these rooftops look very similar to the samurai's helmets. You know, something has to go with something because of the architecture, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, moving on to step 42. It's like we are building some tile side roofs. Roofs, G5. Here is a G5. G5 goes up like so onto a G22. A G22. Here's a G22. Okay. G22 sits like this, and two F-36s. Oh, Sam. F-36. Here are two F-36s right here. All right, let's try to figure this one out. So we got these two pieces here that have to connect like this. So let's see, how do you want me to do that? You want me to run this F-36 onto here, like so. Then another F36, like so. So that these angles, look at the angle orientation. The 90-degree faces to the right, those pegs go into the ceilings, and that little doohickey stays off to the right. So this is how we started out here, like so. And then we take this critter and put them on top somehow. Well, that didn't work. Push this guy all the way through. Let's try holding on to this side now. Okay. This one as well. Nice squish. So weird looking shape, but appears to be accurate. And where does it go? It doesn't go anywhere yet. All right, so now we make another set. But basically what I did was I took this G5 and the G22, connected the F36 under the G32, put the 5 on top, which you got this, which essentially is this right here. Okay. Then we'll look for 2 G29s. G29s. All the way up here. Little itty bitty things. You have 2 extra in case you lose those. And a G6. Like a G6. Here's a G6. Gonna fly like a G6. You're telling me you want me to get rid of a friend of over 10 years for a G5? Yes. A G5 airplane? Yes. And lots of money. Tell me what that's from. That would have been Tropic Thunder, people. Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise and right, all right, all right. What's his name? Kyle? No. McConaughey? What? I don't know. All right, so this turns this way, that angle that way, and this goes through this. Oh, don't you do that to me. This has to be wrong. Like that. Is that correct? Why does that seem wrong? The arrow is pointing that way. Oh my God, what am I doing? Yeah, we are definitely not finishing this today. The difficulty of this kit is 4 stars. Now, I did that saloon was a 5-star. It took me 5 days. 5 days at 4 hours each day to work on that. This is a 4-star. This may be done in 4 parts. It doesn't make sense. Some of the parts just don't fit right. All right, so I showed you what I did with that. What I did with this right here is put the G29s at a weird angle into this roof and made this thing here. What doesn't make sense, though, what doesn't make sense is the way they put these things in and the way they look down here. They look completely different. So I have to be doing these wrong. This has to be wrong. This does not make any sense at all. But the arrow goes upward, so it has to be right. I'm very confused. Okay. So now you want me to place these. Okay. Onto these slots right here and here. So you want me to take this here, connect it here. Okay. Appears to be right. Oh, don't break that bulb. Okay, and then this one here, you want these pegs to go into these 2 slots here. Okay, like so, like so. Okay, so then we connected 43, which is this one here, 42, like you see, and get that. Okay, so that's one of our facades. So we're in the next hour here. My name is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, live streaming part 2 of the CuteBee DIY Book Nook Kit, Serene Courtyard. In part 1, we created the Serene Courtyard here. In part 2, we built some accoutrement and one of the buildings, adding a light to it, some wiring. And we're doing this live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Please be kind and hit that hit the thumbs up if you like this type of content. Also share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Michael 070 Knight is moderating the live stream. What else? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, comment. Keep me entertained while I try to entertain you. By you entertaining me, I don't fall asleep, hopefully. You can videotape it while I'm doing it, bro. You can download this. You can download the live stream onto your YouTube channel. Where was I? All right. So that was page 17. We're going to continue on here. Okay, we're going to run some more lights. Wait a second. What? Wait, why did you have me do 15 centimeters over here? Are you serious? That was supposed to be 35. Son of a mother father. Now we got to do this all over again. Okay. Apparently I put the wrong one in. Okay. So now we got to look for the 35 millimeter. How on earth? Do you know when like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo are running backwards so that their legs run really fast and then they take off? That sound? That's what my brain is currently doing because I'm so confused. These wires are all messed up in here. Like you would think whoever did the soldering and stuff and put these wires together, they wanted to make just a spaghetti western out of it. Like how can you figure out the lengths of these crazy things? Okay, so this one obviously, not obviously, but maybe. I cannot isolate it. Oh my Lord. This one here has to be the 15 because it is the shortest. Now we have two 35s, a 40 and a 50. So now we have to find one of the 35. So this is obviously the 50. So So this has got to be the 50. This has got to be the 45. This is why I bought twisties. All right. I'm going to try to isolate these. Okay. Somehow, there's like literally no way to figure this out. Somehow, this is a 15. We think. Well, as I pull it, it could be a 35. How the... This is obviously a 35, or is it a 40? I just want to snap this wire and reconnect it because it's all jumbled up in here and it is so stupid. All right, I'm going to start swearing. This is a clusterfuck. Like literally, whoever connected this mess was not thinking straight. Like I can't even tell. This could be a 50 and these two could be two 30s. A 30, a 40. This makes no sense. Literally no sense. Okay, if I pulled all these guys together, we obviously have a 50, 40, and a 35, right? We think, but then we have this mess over here. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to disconnect these wires and then solder them another time because this is absolutely ridiculous. So if this was here, these are the 235s. These are the 235s here. Then there's a 50 and a 45 here. 50 and a 45 here. And then the little 15. The little 15 right here. So I need to choose one of these. Start this process all over again. Well, why on earth would we have to put a 35 over here? Baffling. All right, this disaster that I had to go through, I got to go through again. There will be swearing. There will be blood. This is nauseating how disgustingly fucked up this is. Yeah, it's insane, bro. Because you're dealing with stupid little tiny parts. And they make it way too complicated. Where did that part go? Here it is. Okay. Now what do you want me to do? Now you want me to take the F15 with an E11. There is an E11. Two F30 knots. F39s, where are you? Down here. Oh, it's F26. These guys are F26. All right, so this thing has to face this way. These go underneath with an F15. This is an F15. So let's try to figure this out. So weird. It seems like it has plenty of room, but it does not want to fit in there. Okay, so 2F10, it's there. And then what do you want me to do? So it told me to take the 15 centimeter, put those two F26 in theirs. That's what we got here. And then you want me to put that dingly dangly right here next to it. The thing holding the pot from a couple of pages back. Where's that gotta go? this with the dangly pot. Like so. Now we're going to set that in some miraculously some way. Okay, let's figure out how this goes. This gets turned around, placed right here. Oh my Lord. Okay. Now that is facing the wrong way. I'm very confused. What did I do? C2. I think this is C2. It is not C2. Okay. Let's try to find C2. I'm making a mess here. I gotta clean some stuff up. All right. Seem to have lost C. We have G, we have H, we have J, we have no I for some reason. We have F, we have D. This has to be, here we go, here's C. Okay, let's try to figure this out. We need a C2, just right here. Okay. So now you want me to take C2 and run it along here. Wow. Unreal. Like that. Okay, whatever. All right. Then you want me to do what now? You want me to fish all this wiring down a J19? You gotta be crazy. You must be crazy. So this stuff has to go out this way. This one and this one need to connect somehow over here. Okay, but then you want this to all bend back upwards. This cluster of fuckery somehow has to all come up here and bend up here. To go up through here. Okay, stay there. And now we need that J19. That is not J19, and that is J19. That isn't J19. Is this J19? What part is this? This is J19. Okay, this goes where? No. It has to go all the way back. How on earth? What? I don't get it. Okay. Well, you wanted me to pull cable through there? No, I am not doing that. You are not being stupid. All right, I don't know what all this mess was here, but I had to connect a plate on the left side, which is here. Then it wanted me to pull the wires through in random spots, but you saw the cluster of spaghetti right there. Doesn't show it on here. So, yeah, whatever. Then this J19 shoved up into that little butthole right there. All right, getting away from that crap for now. Let's go on to an H4. An H4. That is not an H. That is a D. That is an F. That is a G. And this is an H. We need an H4. H4 is right here. Okay. And we need a W4. Which is right here. So we need to cut that out. Keep this close by because we're going to be using it again. All right, so the H4, I'm sorry, whatever that is, the W4 gets connected to the H4 with glue. Just a little bit of stuff. When that thing dries, I can trim that off there. Okay. So we got to do some more gluing. All right, so that is right here. H4 and W4 glued together to make that. Okay, and then 48 requires making some rice paper doors. So H9. Here is an H9. And a W3. This self-healing board that I'm cutting on here, I have that in the description to make all your cuts and stuff so you don't have to cut up your furniture or stuff. This should be in every hobby, even if you're just sewing. Because you've got the lines on here, you got circles, you got shapes. Really good to have one of these boards in your shop. Even if your shop just happens to be the kitchen table, like what I'm working on. trim off the extras as well. Okay, so that was this one. Okay. We got another one, H1. This is H1. So you want W5. These two are W5. Great. Okay. I'm noticing there's some flash in some of these square windows. I'm going to pop those out. This was step 49, taking the H1 and the two W5s, gluing to the inside to make that. Okay, moving on to step 50. We need a W1 and we need an H2. This is an H2. Not this in here, the center part. That was just some of the other stuff, so we can pop that out. This is done, so we can put it back in the box. So this is the H2. We'll flip it around. And we'll put the W1 And let's see, how many two H3s. H3 on this one, H3 on this one, and the W2 across here. So we have the W2 here. And we have the last two over here, okay. Okay. Add the gluey McGluer tins. Okay. So this was step 50. We put the W1 onto the back of this H2 with a W3 on the left side and a W4 on the right side. We glued them down and got that, which is that. All right, put those aside. Okay, and now we have another ceiling we have to make. Well, let's put our glue away before we float off into outer space here from the toxic smell. And we get a sip of water. Or like a gaggle of water. You didn't hear that. All right, what the hell am I doing? All right. We need two H10s. That's an E, that's a C, that's an H. Two H10s, which are right here. Okay. And then we need a G7 and a G8. A G7, here's a G7 and a G8. G7, G8. Okay. You take the G7, rotate it around. We got some flash. A little square in there is flash, so we're just going to pop that out. Okay. We're going to take this thing. It's got to run straight through. So with the other one, we need that angle to be right. So we're going to check the orientation on this as well. Because you see, according to this right here, you see the right angle here. So assuming we put this on correctly, angle should be correct. Okay, and then this one connects straight on, in theory. No, it does not. Okay. So we're going to have to do some filing. Let's try again. There we go. Much better when you file it down. Snap, snap. Looks really weird, but see, the thing is, it doesn't show these angles on here. This shows these as flat boards. Flat, flat. But those were G7 and G8. G9 is square. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand. Unless they misprinted it. I don't understand. Those sure look like rectangles to me. These do not look like rectangles. I don't understand. But now you show them with angles, okay. So now they have angles on this side. Fascinating. So we need a 52, a 50, a 50. Well, a 50 of what? Oh, the thing we already had? This thing is a 50, okay. So now you want to take this thing here and connect it here. Hey, Sam. That totally doesn't look right. Okay, so we connected 51 onto the plate and got that angle, but it don't look right like that. That does not look right. All right, but I'm gonna go use the restroom. You figure out the math. You write it in the comments. I'll be back in a moment. Talk to Sammy and to Michael. I'm gonna go use the restroom, Sammy. Where's the lizard? Sammy, where's the lizard? Plenty of food in there, bro. You have plenty of food in there, Sam. All right. I don't know. Let's just see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll take it all apart. All right, so we need two G28s. Two G28s. Here. We need a G13 and a G12. There's a G13 and a G12, and those both look angled to me. So the 12 goes on the bottom, the 13 goes on top. All right, let's try to figure this out. So the 13 is this shape. So you want that side down. Goes in here. Okay, the right angle stays downward, so this one matches it. Like this. It's the G13, so the G12 goes on top of these two. Oh. Playing for the Lakers. Just like this. Okay. And then we connect that to an H8. It's J, this is H. An H8. This is an H8 right here. Piece of flash stuck in there. Just poke it out. Okay, so now this, according to this, connects onto here. Like so. Like that. Okay. So we took the G28s and we connected it to the G13 and then to the G12, making sure that right angle was down. Then we connected it to the H8, which we got this. And now we're going to connect it to the side of our 52 plate. Like so. Well, it looks correct to me. A little wonky, but oh, that fell apart immediately. That was lovely. So we took that side, connected it on that side. So that side looks like it has the angles on it like we did, but the previous, I don't get it. And got that, so here it is here. Okay. We'll move that aside. We're taking 47, which was this one here. We're going to connect an F38 and connect it to 49, which is here. So we need an F38. F38. Which is this right here. It's like a little nail right here. All right, how does that connect? Big side. So connect the little side in. Connect it onto here. I guess it's left to dangle, or unless they wanted to give it some dimension. Okay. Then you want me to take a P4, a P, if you were a P4, where would you be? Right there. All right, you want me to take this P4 here and put it right along here. Like so. It's a little cattywampus. Let's see if I can try to straighten it out. All right, so we connected the 47 with the F38 into the 49, which we got that piece, and then it asked us to put this P4 sticker on it. That's very odd, but okay. I get it, they're blinds that you roll up, I guess. Okay, moving along. We're taking a G10 onto an H7. Let's grab our H7, which is our what? H7. Here is H7. And we need a G10. This is G10. This big giant rooftop here. Okay, so we're taking this. Okay. And we're connecting this onto here. So let's grab it from this angle. Like so. And then with this right here, we're connecting it into this. Okay. Nothing else, just that. Okay. So what you saw was the H7 connecting to the main thing that we just did before, and the G10 connecting, like you see in the dotted lines, to get this. Okay. And now I'll put that aside for now. And we're going to work on a walkway, it looks like. Bah, bah. You didn't hear that. What are we doing? No. We need a C16. Here is a C16. Very decorative gate, walkway gate thing. Okay, we need an F34. F34. Here is an F34. Oh, part's falling off. There's an F34. We need a J18. Here is a J18. It's a big L shape. Okay. Orientation is this way. Now we need a J17, which is right here. Ooh, that scared me with all this flash falling off there. Thought I snapped it all. Okay, now we got to just build it. So J17. Okay. Well, why is that painted on that side there? Okay, this is painted on both sides. This is not painted on both sides. This is not painted on both sides. But we know this one here goes I don't know which side is which. Another one of these tricky things. It has a little slit in it right there, so that should fit into it, you would think. Very well. And then this one here should connect. So you're going to make me do one of these things. Oh, don't break. Okay. Is that not? Oh, I see. Okay. Broken. Broken side there, of course. So we took an F34. We connected it to a J18 board. Then we connected the C16. And you saw it had little pegs that had to go into the slots of each of the gates. The pegs connected on, and then they connected down into that floor, which gave you that shape. Okay. Now we take this monstrosity and we connect it to what? To this monstrosity. The inside of this. Okay. So we take this monstrosity, connect it onto here. Nope. Okay, let's get our file. Okay. What? Oh. Go back to your spot, sir. Now we do what do with this? I want this turned around this way. I want this up here. There's nothing to hold on to. This is all wonky. Stupid door keeps coming off, or the wall keeps coming off. Okay, so that's supposed to look like that. Okay, try to explain this. So you saw me do this contraption up top here to make that. Well, we took that, we connected it on the wall that we made earlier. Then we took that contraption up here, connected that wall that we made earlier onto this part, making this, aka, wow, perfect timing, Sammy. AKA what? AKA, tell me about it. Tell everyone else what you saw. Talk to me, Sam. What did you see out there? Yeah? You got flowers all over your butt. You do. You have a flower right there. I can't get it off your butt. Is there lizards out there? Are there monkeys? Did you see a squirrel? Did you see a Michael 070 Knight? No? Is Michael 070 Knight somewhere else? You want to say hi to Michael? There's a little squeak. You want to come up here? Okay. So that is our current contraption. So let's set that aside for a moment and see what else we got. Turning to page 22. Okay, what on earth is that? Oh, that's the thing we did with the lights? You want me to connect that onto there? You want me to do what, sir? If I put this on over here, then these wires are going to be dangling everywhere. It's going to be a dangly-do. So you want me to take this and somehow connect it all up to this? You must be high. I mean, I can... Oh, I'm bending that. No, don't break that. Oh, son of a whore. Yeah. Yeah, none of that's going to be connecting on. Everything is falling off. Everything is falling apart. That is lovely. Looks pretty. Oh no. Why won't you go in there? Oh. Oh my God, everything's falling apart. This is what I call warped beyond all recognition. Oh my God. Very confusing. Okay, well, it doesn't fit together very well, but I connected that. All the pegs going into all the slots, into that, to form that. That's just showing how that's connected in there. Very, very complicated. You can see parts are not fitting together. But without breaking everything, there's just going to have to be some of this warpage, I guess. I don't see any other way without crushing and breaking everything that this is all going to fit together. These parts are warped. It's not your fault, it's their fault. So they send you parts, get warped. Happens with every kit I build. Not every kit. Most kits are warped because they're coming from China. So in the delivery, oh my fucking God. In the delivery process, however they were stored, they got warped. Oh, this is going to fall apart in 3, 2. If I touch it, I'm sure everything's going to break into pieces. Okay. I think we're going to call it right here. 3.5 hours. Because we still got a ton more to do. So I think it's going to be a part 3. This is part 2. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a part 3. May even be a part 4 because of all the accoutrement. So just like Mr. Rogers, we're going to put our stuff away. You will help me up with the cleaning process. This is the battery pack and stuff. It's a window that we made and we haven't added yet. I expect you to leave me a comment, whether you watch this live or it's archived. Questions, comments, suggestions as well. I'll leave the instructions right here. I'm pretty sure this goes this way because this is going to, this is going to be here like that, I think. Something like that. With a little accoutrement. That we made at the beginning. Knocking everything down like usual. Okay. We're good there. We got our battery charger. We can keep it there. Oh, we forgot some plates. Okay. There we go. All right, my name is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp. This is part 2 of the CuteBee DIY book nook kit, Serene Courtyard. In part 1, we did the unboxing and tutorial, as well as what tools that you need. And then we built this cool little Zen garden. In part 2, we built all these little pieces here, as well as this whole kind of outside Michigas, because it's all falling apart. So we did wire up some light bulbs in 2 different spots. Yeah. So remember to hit that like button if you like this type of content. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Comment. You can join our little comment section there or live chat. Michael 070 Knight, aka Michael Contreras Knight 070 was moderating tonight. I want to thank him, as well as Clarka Hanzelkova said hi, as well as Dan LFC 16, Marked 23809, Meme William H3Q, and yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got everybody in there. All right, cool. We'll have a part 3 on another day. That being said, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this part, and yeah, later.